USA Today has released their rankings for all 32 NFL teams' draft classes for 2023. Now, naturally, since the Denver Broncos did not pick in the first, you have to imagine that our grade is going to be a little bit nerfed. But still, USA Today feels that the Broncos did get good value for the picks that they had, and in my opinion, they gave them a fairly generous ranking that is right around where I would have ranked their draft class amongst their peers. USA Today ranked the Broncos draft class of 2023 as the 20th best draft class this season. In case you need a refresher on what the Denver Broncos did, in the second round, they traded back up with the Detroit Lions to the last pick in the second round to select wide receiver Marvin Mims out of Oklahoma. He's a speedy, field-stretching wide receiver, and he probably feels like the long-term replacement for KJ Hamler and Montrell Washington in Denver. He can also return punts, so that's obviously where the Washington replacement comes in. Then at 67th overall, they took Arkansas stud linebacker Drew Sanders, who figures to be our long-term replacement for Josie Jewell, and for the next couple of years, I feel like he's going to be able to coexist quite well with Jewell. He's going to fill the Mo linebacker role in this offense, according to Sean Payton. Then they once again traded up in the third round this time to select versatile Iowa defensive back Riley Moss. Moss is set to fill the role of corner in the Denver Broncos defense, but he can also play safety as well. Then after that, the team did not pick again until the 6th round, where they selected safety J.L. Skinner out of Boise State, 183rd overall. Although Skinner is coming off of a torn pec, I feel like had he not gotten injured while training this offseason, he probably would have been drafted higher. He could be our long-term replacement for Kareem Jackson. Then the Broncos had another pick in the 6th round at 195, but they traded it down with the New Orleans Saints, and in that pick, they acquired pick 257 overall and tight end Adam Troutman. Troutman should fill the tight end 2 role here in Denver, and I feel like that's really good value considering the Broncos were probably looking to take a tight end at that spot. Then in the 7th round at 257th overall, they selected Oregon center Alex Forsyth, who should provide some competition for Lloyd Cushenberry and Kyle Fuller at the center position. Although I don't know if Forsyth is going to win that job, the fact that we were able to get competition at center for Lloyd Cushenberry and Kyle Fuller, that's a good move for us in my opinion. So yeah, I feel like the ranking of 20th best draft class probably sounds about right. Again, we didn't have a whole lot of draft capital to work with, but we did the best with what we had. So at the end of the day, I would call it a win for Sean Payton and George Payton. And much like USA Today alluded to in this article, this draft class just has Sean Payton's fingerprints all over it, man. These feel like Sean Payton picks through and through. And historically, he's been a guy who's been able to maximize his draft classes from top to bottom. So here's hoping that he'll be able to start doing that here in Denver with this draft class. Alright guys, I'm curious, do you guys feel like the 20th best draft class ranking sounds about right for the Denver Broncos this year? Drop those comments down below. I would love to hear from you. Be sure to leave a like on this video as well as subscribe and ring the bell so these videos appear in your notification feed. And while you're at it guys, be sure to follow me on Twitter at GageMadridNFL for continuing Broncos coverage. And until next time guys, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I am your host Gage Madrid, saying peace out.